Welcome back to Focal Library Presents the Library Access. The month of April brings so much. There's springtime, Easter, spring break, National Poetry Month, taxes, and of course, Financial Literacy Month. I had a chance to interview Debbie Dorman, who has facilitated many financially focused programs at our libraries, such as Boot Camp for Divorcing Women, and got her tips on her best financial practices. Here's that interview in part. All right, so welcome everybody to the Library's Access. I'm super excited about today's guest, Miss Debbie Dorman. She's a financial advisor who's facilitated many great programs here at the library system. Hi, Debbie, and welcome to the show.
Rachel, delighted to be here. I am a registered representative, an investment advisor representative, and I offer securities and investment advisory services through Equity Services, Inc.
Whew, that's a mouthful. It is. Well, one of the ways we know each other is that you have been doing Boot Camp for Divorcing Women, a program at our library system for years. Can you tell us more about that?
I started Boot Camp for Divorcing Women 7 years ago for women who are considering or perhaps even in the process of divorce. Women think very differently than men when they're going through this, and they make very similar mistakes. A woman's biggest fears are generally their children and will they survive financially. Boot camp panelists include a family law attorney, a private detective who's chairman on the state board. I'm the financial advisor, and we have different therapists that join us, and we're very proud of the fact that we have therapists, multicultural and ethnic backgrounds, because there are many layers to divorce that can also impact you differently depending upon the community you're from. We provide do's and don'ts when navigating this process, and that would be from a legal, financial, and support standpoint. And additionally, we teach women how to utilize different professionals on a team so that they can get through the process more efficiently and not waste their money.
Tell us about how you got into creating this program.
The reasons I created Boot Camp started about 22 years ago. It involved a woman who was raised in Westport, Connecticut, had a New York education, and eventually moved to Florida, where she met and married the love of her life on a blind date. When she left corporate America to start an equestrian facility, little did she know that her husband was cleaning out funds from their accounts and investments and had another woman. He came to her asking for a divorce, and she was stunned because she loved him and realized she was working a lot, but thought everything was okay. And she begged him to work on the relationship. And he said, "We're divorcing. You'll do it my way, or you will lose the horses." And so she folded. Because he came from a very powerful family, she could not get legal representation. At their engagement party were people like the Likes, the Eckerts, the DuPonts, and everything closed. So she folded. She moved 6 times in 18 months. One of her homes was illegally in a warehouse across from the Clearwater County Jail, where she contracted pleurisy. She eventually moved to Georgia in 2001, where she restarted her life. And she kept her damn horses, and that girl was me.
Oh, wow. Why is it so important that women handle our finances?
It's critically important. I've been in this field many years. And currently, I would tell you about 90% of my clients are women who've gone through big life transitions, whether it's death of a spouse, divorce, or starting a business, etc. But it's really interesting because very bright women have not only delegated financial and investment decision making to a spouse, they have abdicated. So when they come up with these big life transitions like divorce, not only do they not know the answers, they don't even know the questions. There's some traditional gender stereotypes. It's like the man will take care of the car and the woman's going to cook. I have found that if a woman feels safe and can talk to you and not feel judged, she will do a better job managing her money.
So we're wrapping up the month of March, but in April, it's a really big month because it is Financial Literacy Month. So this is perfect. I feel like over the past couple of years with the pandemic, if it has not kind of centered your focus a little bit, I feel like you missed the mark. So for going into Financial Literacy Month, let's talk a little bit about taxes, saving money, and some of the biggest money mistakes.
It is critical that women talk to men about money before they ever marry and talk in detail, because I don't have to tell you that many women and men fight about money. It's one of the biggest stressors and causes of divorce. Never hang up a toothbrush next to someone again until you've had a discussion about money. Even if you are not well off, you should have a prenuptial agreement no matter what assets you've acquired. And there are different ways to have that structured. And I'm astounded that women will be intimate with a man, but they are afraid to discuss money. So I would sit down at the kitchen table once a month and talk about things and work as a team. The other thing I see people make mistakes is, again, I go back to housing. They find out what they qualify for a mortgage and they go right to that amount. Live under your means. It's a lot less stressful. But it's really starting and developing a behavior. And even if you can only put X dollars away a week or a month, you start. And when you see the fruits of your labor from that, you can become a lot more disciplined as you grow in your career. And as far as taxes, which you brought up, that's one of my specialty areas. I am not a CPA, nor do I play one on TV. Oftentimes, even good savers are putting their money in the wrong buckets so that they wind up in a situation where when they take the money out, they're paying tax on tax. So not only is it important to have diversified investments, but it's important to diversify your tax buckets.
Well, I really appreciate you taking the time to speak to us. And for those who have more questions and who want to reach out to you personally, where can they find you?
I'm Debbie Dorman. I work at Apogee Financial Partners. My office is in Crown Point, but I work around the metro area. People can reach out to me by calling, not texting, they have to call 770-377-4941. Again, that's 770-377-4941. And thanks again for letting me share information during Financial Literacy Month.
To listen to my full interview with Debbie Dorman and to learn more about financial literacy, make sure to download Focal Library's podcast, Checking Out Focal Library, available everywhere podcasts are downloaded. And we'll be right back.